the US military says it has begun launching what it calls self-defence strikes against Iran. This comes after the US president accused Tehran of shooting down a US helicopter near the Strait of Hormuz.
Now, Iranian state media says the port city of Sirak and Keshem, an Iranian island in the Strait of Hormuz, have both been attacked. America's editor John Lyons has the details and he joins us again now. John, how significant is this retaliation?
James, very significant. After several weeks of a fragile ceasefire in the Strait of Hormuz, the United States has resumed its bombing of Iran. This is something President Trump had not wanted to do, had tried to avoid, but this is in retaliation to the shooting down overnight of an American Apache helicopter. The two crew members were rescued after a couple of hours in the water. President Trump said after that attack that the United States must, of necessity, respond to this attack. It appears that that helicopter was hit by a drone. One of the Iranian leaders, in fact, there's Donald Trump's tweet now saying, "I've just been informed by our military that last night the Iranians shot down one of our highly sophisticated Apache helicopters while patrolling over the Strait of Hormuz. There were two pilots involved, both are safe and uninjured. Nevertheless, the United States must, of necessity, respond to this attack." We spoke in the last hour saying that we thought that an attack was likely, and in fact that prediction has come true. CENTCOM, the Central Commanders, US Central Command, has issued a statement saying that forces have begun launching what they call self-defence strikes against Iran at the Commander-in-Chief's direction in response to yesterday's downing of a US Army Apache helicopter. It says the mission is a proportional response to unjustified Iranian aggression. Now, Iranian state media are saying that there have been two main targets so far: the port city of Sirak, which is overlooking the Arabian Gulf along the Strait of Hormuz, and Keshem, which is in an Iranian island in the Strait of Hormuz. So bottom line is the war has resumed and we really don't know how long it might continue for.
Yeah, the big question, of course, John, and it is a tricky question to answer right now, is where does this go from here? What's your view?
James, I think that the United States wants to make a point. I think President Trump wants to make a point that if you shoot down one of our helicopters and two of our crewmen, we will respond. It's almost part of the US military ethos. But I also think that as Commander-in-Chief, he does not want this to escalate. The real danger now is that Iran will now retaliate to the retaliation and they will hit the Gulf states, who are American allies. Those Gulf states are very nervous right now. In fact, 5 of their leaders over the last 2 days rang President Trump and begged him to try to bring an end to this war because they have been taking the brunt of a lot of the Iranian missiles. And so it may be diffused, this may be the end of it, or we may be about to see a dramatic escalation. It really is at that delicate point.